Straight back from Italy, I'm bringing you a new tier 10 Italian medium tank, the Lion. Or rather how it should actually be called, Leone. Because I have to quickly go on a tangent right here. Why exactly does Wargaming call the tier 10 TD of Italy Minotauro, which is an Italian name? What about the Progetto, which means project in Italian? What about the Rinoceronte, which is rhinoceros in Italian? Even the reward vehicle being the Carta Combattimento 45T is an Italian name. And now suddenly we have Lion, which is a British name, on a tank which is supposed to be called Leone. Okay, that's enough. I already gave that to them as feedback because that's very annoying and it triggers my OCD, even though I don't have OCD, whatever. The main point is we now have a new tier 10 medium tank for the Italian tech tree, which actually, and lo and behold, that thing is probably one of the sole tanks which have been introduced in the last 3 years, which actually existed as a working prototype which has been tested. Yes, that thing actually exists. The Leone was made as a joint project between a German company and the Italian gun manufacturer Otto Melara, I hope I pronounced it right, which are placed in La Spezia. The thing is, they wanted to produce a medium tank during 1970s, around that point, 1980s, which they could sell out to other countries like third world countries or Arabian countries. And back in the days, they couldn't really sell apparently their over-40s nor the Leopard 1s as the German company, because there were some rules which didn't allow them to be sold to those ways. Hence why they joined together to build 50% in Germany and manufacture the thing or finalize it 50% in Italy. So yes, it is using a license-built 105mm gun being made by Otto Melara, and yeah, it is a mini Leopard. That is what its surname was as well. It is a Leopardino, I think. I'm not sure. In any case, enough to the history, because hey, there is actually working history for that thing. Let's talk about the gun. Because the gun is absolutely interesting in the sense that it is a reversed auto-reloader like we know it from the IS-3A or the KV-1S Auto, but it has an emergency shot which takes 21 seconds to reload. Because the progression with the Leone is 21 seconds, 8, 10, 13. So if you want to have fully loaded your clip, you need 52 seconds base. Obviously, vents, rations, crews can make that faster, but base 52 seconds. And theoretically, with 420 alpha on its AP rounds and APCR rounds and 510 on its hash, we also have 258 base penetration with AP and 323 with APCR and 105 with hash. In any case, technically, you have a burst of 1680 in 15 seconds. However, practically, you're not really wanting to use that. You're most likely going to go for 1260 burst in 10 seconds. Because again, you fully load, 52 seconds, then first shot would take 13 seconds to reload, you yeet that, 10 seconds, you yeet that, and then you want to stay at the 8-second mark, because then you actually have a formidable DPM, around 3100, which is really good if you consider that this thing does not have a rammer installed. That's a really good base DPM. In any case, you have 4 rounds in your magazine, go figure, and you have 5 seconds interclip reload. That is very long. Again, 1260 damage in 10 seconds. That is a long time. It is not as long as the Scharfschütze 4, but for fully clipping, it's still very long. Like, not a big fan, to be honest. However, it kind of showcases a very unique playstyle with the Leone. Again, you're not supposed to use the last round in your autoloader, only the second to last, the 8-second one. You want to keep those 8 seconds DPM. Because if you don't, you have 21 seconds real time, and that is basically, you're done for. Like, you have no DPM, imagine. The VZ55 reloads in 20 seconds-ish, and does almost 1000 damage in burst. Sadly enough, the Leone has a little bit of an issue. And it's called Absolute Potato Gun Handling. 2.7 seconds aim time and 0.4 meters accuracy. The gun handling on the move and during turret traverse is actually comparable to the Kranvan after the nerfs. It is that bad. Even the Progetto, even the Garda Compartimento 45T, which a lot of people hate because of the gun handling, is not as bad as the Leone when it comes to gun handling. It's a pity really, because again, it is a Leopard gun, and I know that Wargaming doesn't really go for history anymore. At least they're going with the Leone a little bit, but the gun is really, really inaccurate, and it just probably is going to destroy the gameplay of the Leone. I guess they want to make him be an aggressive tank, I don't know, but I don't know. I guess, or I figure that Wargaming wants you to use something like bounty aiming or something in that regard, like aiming, vents, and stabilizer. So, because you can use it, you don't have to worry about a rammer, which you should use all the time, or IRM, but I don't think IRM is a good idea on this thing, because that's really good mobility when it comes to turret traverse and hull traverse. Any case, 9 degrees of gun depression, that's bueno. Speaking of mobility, 60 kph top, 15 in reverse, that is Gucci. Add to that 19.3 HP per ton ratio, which is actually... that is actually legit. That is what the Leone had when it was tested. So, hey, Wargaming is trying to be historically accurate, hooray. But yeah, hull traverse and turret traverse are really quick for a medium tank, so that is totally a-okay. To the survivability, and here, yeah, 1800 hit points on tier 10 is very, very little. Hull armor, non-existent. It's a Leopard thing, you know, 70 on the front, 30 in the side, 25 in the rear. The turret might actually have a little bit of armor, at least against HE and Hesh spammers, 180 in the front, which might even be spaced armor on the gun mantlet, and 70 on the side and 50 on the rear. So you're not going to go hull down like, for example, the Caro. Like, the Caro is actually a pretty okay-ish hull down tank in some situations if you're abusing the 10 degrees of gun depression. Speaking of Caro, by the way, big thanks to Chekefa for showcasing his replay in the background, letting me use his replay in the background. And congratulations to him for receiving the CC. Took you long enough, buddy. I don't think the turret is going to bounce any much. Like, the armor is basically there, that maybe a light tank might bounce, like a tier 8 light tank, and most likely that the 183s, the stage 2s, are not able to immediately yeet you, delete to see you through the turret. 400 meters of view range is okay. Let's wrap the Leone up. Again, I think this tank, there are two main things which I'm a little bit about. The tank itself looks fairly interesting. I really just despise the gun handling, because I feel like this tank is not supposed to be a frontliner. It doesn't have the HP, it doesn't have the armor, it doesn't have the DPM really. At least the burst not, but you have the DPM actually. But the gun is so inaccurate, you don't have really good shell types, in my opinion at least. So, and the gun handling is atrocious. Like, you are not able to snapshot, you know? So I'm not looking forward to that. I'm generally sad to see this, so I hope they're going to change it. I guess Wargaming argues that you can use the IA, like improved aiming unit, so that you can hit stuff better on the move and stuff like that, and you have better accuracy. But I don't know, it feels like a cheap excuse, if this makes sense. And another thing is, I don't know what Wargaming wants to do with this tank. Rank reward maybe? Might be a little bit weird, because we already have the Garda Compartimento, and the Leone doesn't really look interesting at the moment. Like, yes, it has a unique mechanic with the reverse autoloader plus a safety shot, but maybe a new set of missions, personal missions, that might be cool. Clan Wars reward? Nah, not another Italian tank, that would be stupid. Maybe the building thing with the 780, something like that. It's also weird. What I actually wish to happen is that Wargaming just says, you know what? Just put it after the standard B as an option to the Progetto, like they're doing with console. Like, console has countless tanks on tier 10 which come from 1 tier 9. They could do it with the Leone too. The progression would even be logical, with the standard B being first and then the Leone, because there's both German-based prototypes, or German-based machineries, which were built with Germany in mind and with German engineers, you know? would be at least kinda interesting. In any case, let me know in the comment section below what you think about Leone. Again, I'm sorry that the video took so long to make, but now I'm finally back home and I can even do the ASMR just for you. And with that, thank you so much for watching, have a great time, and I see you around. Bye bye.